Hi, I'm Carolyn, and today we're going to be talking about iGEM. So, some background information. I was the project lead for the team that won iGEM last year, which is 2024. Damn. Okay, and so I thought it'd be good to share my experience because I know there are many of you out there who want to join a team but can't find a team, or maybe you just don't know how to get started in general. So that's what I'm here for. I got you. Yeah, I'll try to at least. So for this video, I'm just gonna do like a quick introduction of, what iGEM is, and I'm just gonna read off their website here because I don't have a script memorized. So as iGEM, the website would put it, iGEM is the heart of synthetic biology. It is dedicated to advancing achievements in synthetic biology through education and competition, and to the development of an open, collaborative, and cooperative community that strives to find solutions for a healthier, more resilient, and sustainable world. And honestly, I think they're doing a pretty good job of whatever it is they're trying to do, because, well, in my personal experience at least, iGEM projects are typically like SDG related, and if you don't know what those are, the UN SDGs are basically like a group of 17 goals that the UN came up with, and they want to fulfill them by 2030, I think. So essentially, I think iGEM really aligns with the UN's goal of trying to like push the world to a better future in general. And a way that iGEM does this is by hosting iGEM. iGEM, the competition, is, well, a competition for high school teams, undergraduate teams, and graduate teams to essentially come up with a biology-oriented solution to some of these real-world problems that the UN SDGs have have called to attention. Yeah, so an example of this would be my team last year. We did dengue fever, right? It aligns with the UN SDG's goal of good health and well-being because, well, we came up with a solution that in a way mitigated the impact that dengue fever has in Taiwan, and I would say that that has to do with good health and well-being. That's an example of how iGEM pushes its participants to contribute to a better future. Okay, moving on, now that we've covered the basics of what iGEM is, it is let me give a summary. Okay, so iGEM is a competition that is synthetic biology related. You come up with a solution with your team that contributes to a problem that the UN SDG has proposed and essentially apply it to make the world better. Sounds great, honestly. Yeah. Okay, sorry, moving on. So why iGEM? What is the significance of having a synthetic biology competition? Synbio is a great field, guys. It is as iGEM would put it, it is a rapidly growing field that applies engineering principles to biological systems, enabling the development of biotechnologies that work in harmony with nature and tackle global challenges. How I would put it is that Synbio is a way for us to manipulate biological components to assist us in combating real life problems. So I'm gonna assume that we all know what bacteria is. Bacteria are capable of many things, and one of those things is protein synthesis. Protein synthesis is something that can be extremely helpful when used right? So, for example, I'm just gonna summarize cloning here. I'm just gonna summarize a synbio procedure right here. You could insert a gene that codes for a certain protein into the bacteria, and that bacteria will be able to produce that protein for you. And let's say that gene's for a protein that kills mosquito larvae. You give the bacteria that gene, the bacteria makes a protein that kills larvae for you. And see, that's really cool, right? Because bacteria are basically like machines. So Personally, I think that synbio is a field that while kind of while a field that is kind of underappreciated, needs a lot more attention, and iGEM does a really good job of bringing that to light. I think there's construction going on outside. I'm very sorry. So apart from iGEM being like a competition, what else does iGEM do? And I know I might have like mentioned this. No, I don't think I mentioned this, but iGEM does a lot of things, right? They have something called a biological part collection, which is like a list of all the biological components that iGEMers have used in the past, and you can basically go on there and check out what biological components have been used. And the benefit of that is being able to see how people in the past have manipulated biological things to assist them in their efforts to create a solution or something to, yeah, like, I don't know what I'm saying, dude, but I'm just saying that that's a really cool list to have. You can basically go on there and order the parts from like companies like this one or this one. I'm sure there are many others out there, but these two are the ones that sponsor iGEM, I think. Yeah. Something else that iGEM does is that they do something called startups. And startups are like, well, it's in the name. They start up companies, right? And they start up companies that develop biological solutions to, as the website puts it, preserve the environment and improve the lives of people worldwide. Yeah. So I think it's cool that iGEM is like supporting these companies in being like started up because, well, we need these companies in this time, in our world today. There are many issues that we are facing: sustainability, global warming, climate change. Not good, right? So I think these companies that utilize synbio solutions to resolve these problems or at least mitigate them, I love that iGEM is doing this. I love that iGEM is starting up these companies and helping to support. Okay, moving on. iGEM also cultivates a responsible culture. And in a biological sense, right, this means that they place a lot of emphasis on biosafety. And for those of you who don't know what biosafety means, biosafety is the safe working practices associated with handling of biological materials, especially pathogenic agents. So what this encompasses is containment principles, technologies and practices that are implemented to prevent the unintentional exposure to pathogens and toxins, or how to deal with their accidental release. So in typical labs, you're gonna have like a poster or something just stuck on the wall telling you what to do and what not to do. And well, that's an aspect of biosafety. It's trying to ensure that your procedures don't go haywire and release like Ebola into society, because that wouldn't be good for anyone. And so iGEM does this by being really strict with their biosafety protocols, right? So for example, last year, when we were submitting our project promotion or presentation video, I'm not entirely sure which one, but essentially it is a deliverable that we need to submit to iGEM in order to be considered as a team. What I recall is that iGEM eliminated a team for not following proper biosafety rules. That one biosafety related slip up caused them to lose their entire project. So while it is very strict, I think that iGEM does a good job of making sure that synbio is used properly synbio aspects are used properly and not in a harmful manner, right? And that's something else they do. And ultimately, I think that's it. So in summary, iGEM is a competition, a promoter of synthetic biology, an organization that promotes an organization that encourages the startups of companies that resolve real-world issues with SynBio, and an enforcer of biosafety. These 4 things. I think there are definitely more that I haven't covered, of course, but I think in a general sense, that's what iGEM is. And I just saw an article that iGEM had on their page. I just want to like read out the title because I thought it was really interesting. iGEM, a worldwide Lego competition with living organisms. I love that. I love that it's a Lego competition. Because if you think about it, SynBio is just a bunch of bricks. SynBio is a bunch of components, and you can think of those as Lego bricks. You snap one onto the other, another onto that one, and boom, you have like a gene or something. So, yeah. I think there are holes in my pudding. Do you hear that? Okay, that's it from me this time. But next time, we're gonna be talking about the components of an iGEM team and how to get into an iGEM team. Okay, see you next time.